Should be back live here. Hi. Make sure Restream works. Yeah, we're good. So, I'm gonna start by seeing what the heck is wrong with Neural MMO. Because after that port that I did, actually, hang on, is this even bad? Wait. I'm incredibly confused now. I thought I broke it last night because this was flat. But now suddenly I have... What? Um... Okay. Well, that's the weirdest thing I've seen in RL in a very long time. I guess let me double check. I had this reward clamping from -1 to 1. I don't even know how to explain this. So, I tried to port Neural MMO, right, to the new infra, which shouldn't change anything, and then I ran a test to make sure it worked, and I saw it was flat, so I just said, okay, I must have broken it, I'll fix it in the morning. But I left it running, mainly because I was just too lazy to kill the job, and then it did this. And I mean, this looks like it will probably be soda. Now, this episode return is scaled differently, so this doesn't matter so much. I'm trying to think what I can, 3.39. What was this green one? Okay, so green one is not the best one. Purchases. The brown one doesn't really buy very much. And this one doesn't either. Well, now I have to leave this running. I have no idea what could have possibly done this, though. The only thing I can think, right, is I changed the reward scale, but it gets clamped anyways. Yeah, this gets clamped. It's the same one. This isn't on, so none of this applies. State goes here. Oh, technically, wait, the only thing I can think here is technically it changes the magnitude of some of the observations. That's really minor, though. That's like really minor. It would be so weird if that were it. Also, why does it take so long to learn anything? This is a billion. I mean, actually, that's like... Yeah, look, it's like flat. 0.99, and then it goes up to 0.83, and then it's like... This thing is like so flat by comparison. Is there anything that changes with the seeding or anything? There shouldn't be. I did change the seeding though, wait, didn't I? Yeah, I did change the seeding. It could technically be that. Morning. Looking at an RL result that doesn't make much sense. Payday is always the best day. Thank you for reminding me. I gotta queue up a wire. Payday is the day that I pay people. But it's not every 2 weeks on the... It's not linked to the start of the month or anything. I guess we'll just see how this does as this keeps running. I mean, if I were to draw this up, though, that looks like that could be a 5-er. Not learning anything for 6 billion steps is crazy, though. Look, it learns nothing. 6 billion steps, it doesn't do anything. And then it does this. I guess I should queue up a run with seeding fixed. Make sure it's not that. You don't even use the seed. You just sran time and null. Is that time in seconds? Yeah, that is time in seconds. Hey, welcome. And what the heck has happened with this? I don't feel like doing that. Weirdo. I just want to launch a new experiment on this. See, now I'm confused because the plan was to do the infra stuff here, but then we get this crazy wacko result overnight. I've literally never seen this. Like 6 billion steps, and then it suddenly does this. And like that looks like it's on track to be a soda run. It's still running. Actually, I can do yeah, so if that's log linear, that's going to be at least, it looks log linear, so like that could very easily be like just over a 5. Crazy. Of course, if it's because of seeding, that's a bit of a different story. Why are we at 500 kilobytes? Is the cluster like Wi-Fi totally screwed up? Or the cluster Ethernet totally screwed up? The hell is this? Well, I have stuff to check regardless, so we'll still do the... I guess the plan's the same. Let me see if Bet made any progress with the infra. Doesn't look like it. Okay. So we'll get this run queued up, and then we'll go check on Breakout. Because Bet did like an initial merge there, so we'll go check on that. And we'll see if we can make training work there. Let me train Breakout real quick on this, just so we make sure that we have a baseline to compare to from before the merge. Watching Breakout train is something else. Like, this is... this was literally like, this used to be really hard to get to train in like 5 minutes or whatever, and now this trains in less than a minute. Look at that. Half an OOM. What? Oh, order of magnitude. We usually do OOM as out of memory in CS. Technically, we have like a 31-second speed run of this as well. But it's harder to get that consistent. Yeah, I'm gonna merge this and fix it now. Okay, so he changed the ini file, which is stupid. Let me fix the ini file. That build breakout. It did. That's a little sketchy looking. Fine. Let's see if I can reproduce the what he said was happening. He said it gets stuck at like 12 score. Yeah, so that's definitely broken. I bet it doesn't reset the terminal or something weird. Hey, welcome. No, this does reset the terminal. Is it something wrong with the wrapper itself? Pong worked. Could it be a type issue? What's the D type here? Observations float, actions rewards float, unsigned char terminals. Now this is the same as before. We have this exact same thing in Pong, and Pong still works. What did he do here? He did binding vec log. Okay, don't need that. Continuous is false. Okay. Yeah, no, all this stuff looks fine to me. Unless, did he mess up the binding? What is this OR paddle here? I gotta look that up. Was it pi, arg, parse, tuple, and keywords? Yeah. Star format. So this is pi arg format string. That's really obnoxious. You get like the newbie docs instead of the thing you're actually looking for. Oh, is this it? Where's the bar though? Remaining arguments are optional. The C variables should be initialized to their default values. Okay. Let's make them non-optional. See if training still runs. So now it should break if you're missing anything. That's fine. What's your take on Jax-based M's? You singled out Crash deck for praise, but I don't see how it's different too. So I honestly think it's a terrible idea. And the thing is that CraftX is impressive because like that's a crazy way to write an environment. So it's like it's nutty that they were able to make something work that way. But if I'd just done the same exact environment in C, it would have been a fraction of the work and it would be 10 times faster. So there's just absolutely no point to Jax. The only thing is like, yeah, okay, MJX is kind of sort of fine, but this is still just not how you like array-based programming is not how you do GPU programming in general. It's like a pale imitation of writing CUDA code. So yeah, I actually have bindings for CraftX in Puffer, and it only runs at like 100K. You know, if we wrote that end in C, the code would probably be the same length or shorter. It would be simpler, and it would be running at 1,000,000 at least. Honestly, like Jax in general for M stuff just doesn't make sense. Like think about it for 2 seconds, right? So Jax is a weird array-based programming language. It's like an array-based domain-specific language in Python. The only reason that this exists is because people would rather write anything that kind of looks like Python, even if it's a total nightmare, versus just writing anything that isn't Python. It's the only reason I can think of that exists. Here. This is at least as complicated as CraftX, right? This is Neural MMO. We've got big maps, more interesting procedural gen than most of Crafter. There's a freaking economy. You can buy and sell stuff live on a market. Items, equipment, weapons, all sorts of stuff. You can get the code for this. Here's the code. This is it. One file. It's about the same length as Crafter. And if you just read through it, the code's way simpler. This is like brain dead first year of programming C. No like crazy brain bending array operations. Just simple code. And it runs at over 1.5 million steps per second on a single CPU core. So you get to save your GPU for running the actual neural net. Read your tweet about moving Python to mostly C. Do you really feel like something broke? I don't know, man. Maybe it was just like a hard mental reset or something. It's kind of a meme. But I don't know. I kind of had like the idea in my head that I maybe wanted to do something with C for a bit. And I was like, that's kind of dumb. And then, I don't know, after I was recovering from that, I just felt like, okay, I'm feeling kind of dumb. Let's try something dumb and see if it works. And it worked really, really well. Jack's functional and JIT compatible constraints are way too gnarly. Yeah, I don't get the point, right? Like, why make life hard on yourself? You know, we have training in PufferLib at up to 2.5 million steps per second in eager mode. I also do have the 50K article on X. I don't know, I just wanted to do something really difficult. Like, I don't have a great athletics background or anything, right? I was always like in the bottom 20% of all the runners in high school. You know, never was like a good athlete at all. I was never even an average athlete. So I just wanted to do something really hard. And I will say that compared to I'd run 2 marathons before that, and compared to the 2 marathons, it was like ridiculously, like inexplicably harder. The marathons were flat. This one was all hills. That was the post that got me moving. Very inspiring. Hey, that's why I post this stuff, right? We can get more people staying in shape. It's good. I I hit the 1,000 total about 2 months after that, and then unfortunately, NeurIPS nearly killed me. I was in the hospital with pneumonia, lost almost 20 pounds. So I'm slowly getting my fitness back, but it's probably going to be the better part of a year before I'm back to that level of fitness. But I'm still running and lifting most days of the week. Don't go to conferences. They freaking kill you. Stay at home and code. What did I break with this stupid thing? I don't know if this is bet breaking it or if this is me breaking it is the problem. It's weird because, like, you're getting reward. You're getting score. You get my PhD? Can't avoid him yet? Yeah. I mean, I had a bunch of good meetings there, right? And I had like all these new collaborations lined up. But then it doesn't matter if I immediately like get everything thrown off and like can't follow up on any of the collaborations anyways. But it's all right. Conferences usually don't kill you, and they're kind of fine when they don't. And this is the darndest thing. Let me just start printing some stuff. Welcome, YouTube folks. That's multiprocessing. That is multiprocessing. Okay, so this is what we have from info. Does that look like a reasonable N? 578 episode length. That should be 578,000 steps. That doesn't seem right to me. So we'll look at that. We also don't have a single terminal, which I would think is weird. We have 224 reward. That seems reasonable. Does terminals ever get any data into it? It does. It's a lot of terminals to get on the same tick. It is writing there correctly. Okay, so Bet did fix his PR because this all looks fine the way he did this. You get mtick, mscore, log n. Yeah, so Bet actually already fixed this. Good on him. Yeah, I don't like this. But that doesn't have anything to do with the game. This was already commented, yeah? Yeah, this was already commented. Oh, right here. This is screwed. But that should just make it worse. Yeah, so now it's stuck at 7. Isn't that like a really long episode length? Episode length should not keep going up like that. That's really high for 7 score. N is now at a reasonable number of games. What is 10,000 in this? So it's 60 FPS. So, yeah, that's over 100 seconds for something that's like not even hitting the ball back. That seems sketchy to me. Oh, this is... So we're overcounting ticks here, aren't we? I think we're double counting ticks because this gets called for step frame. So that's just been getting overcounted. Now, the unfortunate thing about this is going to fix the logging, but it's just not going to fix the policy. Okay, now we should have reasonable numbers here, right? Okay, so we're stuck at 7 score. Episode length is each tick is 1/60th of a second. So now this is something reasonable for a bad policy. This is like, that's like 50 seconds. 50 seconds for 5 lives. If you're bouncing it once in a while, that's reasonable enough. Now the thing is, the length is still going up. And length going up should imply that score should go up. So it could just be a logging bug. Let's see, log score plus equals m score. M score plus equal gained points. Oh, you know what it is? I bet that it's on reset round. We probably reset the score. No, we don't. So M score should actually have then the correct metrics in it. Yeah, this is the only spot that you get reward, is when you gain points. You don't even get a negative for dying, you just get the reward for gaining points. gets added to score. Should we like load up this policy real quick? Welcome, YouTube folks. I should actually explain what I'm doing here and why this is important and actually pretty cool. So, for the past several months, pretty much since last summer, we've been using Python as our binding layer for puffer environments. So we're building all these super high performance reinforcement learning M's, right? But every time you write one, you have to write a Python file that looks like this, which is this really annoying header, and then this like really annoying like binding loop here. So this is 100 some odd lines of code that you have to add for every single environment. And these can get even longer, you know, if you need a longer header file. So this is a few thousand lines of code in PufferLib across all the different environments. It's very error prone. It breaks debugging into C. It adds a little bit of perf overhead. Not a good time. So what I'm doing now is I came up with this way to replace Python with this Python API env binding file. So this is only like 500 lines of code and gives you a really flexible way to just skip Python and bind directly using the Python C API. And now all you have to do for each environment, instead of this like 125 lines of code, all you have to do is write like a very short binding file like this, and then you're done. But apparently I've broken a couple things in the process, so that's what I'm looking for now. Can I hear your opinion about combining CN with Jack's training code? Thank you in advance. You're absolutely free to do it. It works. It works perfectly fine if you prefer Jack for some reason. We like our PyTorch trainer. It's just easier. I haven't really seen a performance reason or anything to use Jack's, given that our Python trainer is at like 2.5 million steps per second, or even up to 5 million for really small models. And like the Jack's training ecosystem is kind of a mess, honestly. If you look at all the RL libraries in Jack's, here. And let me be clear here, this is not an insult to Chris. Chris is good at his work. So the fact that the code looks like this is a dig on Jack's, not a dig on Chris. All right, just watch the number of functions that stack up. One, two, three, was that 4, 5, 6 deep? We're 6 nested function defs deep. This is like utterly stupid code. It's not really any shorter than the same thing in CleanRL with PyTorch either. It's just messier. There's not really much point. So I haven't seen a reason to play with Jax at all, because every time I've touched it, it's been a pain. And even the, you know, the best repositories in it are a mess. I'm not saying I'm perfectly happy with PyTorch, mind you. PyTorch has like a ton of overhead on their bindings and on their CUDA kernel launches. So like getting like really nice fused kernels and stuff would be really good. But then it just comes down to whether Jax or Torch generates better kernels. Building using the new NNX API, so thanks for your opinion. I mean, if you link me code, if you link me like an RL train code that uses it, I can see if it looks any cleaner to me. Like Jax down the line, maybe in a couple years Jax is great, but right now it's just like, bleh. Honestly, more so than PyTorch or JAX or whatever, I'm more excited for the Python 3.14 threading. If that actually works correctly, it would make it would allow us to improve our vectorization code by quite a bit because we have to use really janky multiprocessing stuff at the moment. So it would rip out a lot of the jank that we've had to do and make a couple things a bit faster. Okay, so this should be the model that we just trained. Bet. This does not work. Unless this is my system being weird. Yeah, that's jank. Wait, that shouldn't even be possible. Yeah, that shouldn't be possible. Does it draw the text? It draws the text, but then draws this massive green square. Oh, I wonder... Hang on. Colon. I find JAX would be pretty nice for being able to ignore batch dimension and then just VMAP later. Which I found that... When do you need to ignore the batch dimension? Vibe coding with Grok. There's no vibe coding with Grok going on. Definitely not. There's like prototyping stuff with unfamiliar APIs. I mean, if you saw that, what I was doing there, so I was trying to figure out how I would do stuff with the Python C API. There really aren't many code examples for the Python C API, so I was seeing if it could prototype stuff. And basically what happened there is it kept giving me garbage code. I kept trying to get it to clean it up like 10 times in a row just to see if you can actually write decent stuff. And then eventually it crashed, so I quit out of it and I did it myself. I think if you see some of my content, you'll see I really don't like relying much on language models because they write terrible code. And honestly, the biggest way that I use, like the most often, the LLM that I use the most often is just the Super Maven model for single line autocomplete. It's cool to see the process. Well, I do that. So what I did there, I do that for both math and for code, right? Where it's like I'll have an idea and I'm just trying to like get it to prototype stuff just to see like what is possible. I'm always fighting the model though with that. Like it really doesn't feel like these things are very smart. Like on the math side, frankly, the best thing that it can do is to like convert text to LaTeX quickly. So I can actually like see what I'm trying to think about without having to write all the text out. And like on the code side, it can like get API calls to kind of work, but it writes terrible code. So it's still very, very limited. It's never the type of thing where you just like, do it, drop the code in, and you're done. But yeah, I use it for math because I don't have a great math background, so a stupid language model can actually still be helpful. And then in programming, I only use it for unfamiliar APIs, right? So like I have never used the Python C API before. And there's not really great docs on it either. The docs are pretty limited. I do highly recommend Super Maven, though. On batch dim, I found I had to be aware of all the dimensions of the data. Whereas Jax, I could write a function to work on the dimensions I'm interested in then VMAP it later. I'm a convert to the Church of Puffer now, for real. Well, okay, the thing is, I kind of handle some of that for you in Puffer. Like, the only time that would ever really be a problem in RL anyways is when you have LSTM versus non-LSTM, right? Because LSTM adds a time dimension during the training step, but not during the forward, and all the other rest of the time, you don't have that extra dimension. So what does Puffer do? We just reshape it so that you never have to deal with the time dimension during your network call. So you never have to think about it either way. And what did that take? That took me adding a few lines to our LSTM in order to get that to work. And then you just never have to deal with it. I still have to deal with it occasionally. In fact, I spent a couple hours hunting down a bug yesterday in that, but that was like the result of a bad port. And you can like equally shoot yourself in the foot in similar ways with Jax. So, I don't know. I've been happy with this. And it's just going to keep getting much better as well. It's just going to keep getting much better, all the stuff in Puffer. I mean, think about it. This has been, if you look at where RL was 1 year ago, and you look at where RL was today with Puffer, huge difference. And I'm one guy just working on this stuff, plus a few contributors making some cool ends, right? So, yeah, this is going to really start taking off. Hmm. Unbatched him. Wait, was it? Neural MMO4 president. Geohot for jail. Well, nah. Tinygrad's cool as well. There's just there's no way in hell I'm gonna convert Puffer to Tinygrad, right? Because or even Jax for that matter, because the vast majority of people in the industry are using PyTorch, and PyTorch is in the worst case it's still a toss up, right, between PyTorch and Jax. So I'm going to use the thing that lets us support more people in industry. Um, I have to at least be able to have a few RL clients here and there, right? I'm doing this full time. That said, Tinygrad's an awesome project. I don't see anything wrong with it. I will say both, as of yesterday, GeoHot and Yaxine, so both your Twitter influencers, they've both declared defeat to reinforcement learning. So they should have used Puffer. What is even green here? Something is yeah, there it is. End brick width is massive. There you go. So did he just forget this? No, he didn't just forget this. Brick width and brick height are right here. So did he forget it in the binding file? Let's see. Truncations, num ends. So we get frame skip, width, height, paddle width, paddle height, ball width, ball height, brick width, brick height, brick rows, brick calls, and continuous. Okay, so somehow this broke. Puffer versus Tiny Grad. I mean, I haven't used Tiny Grad. Like, it seems like a cool project. Yes, PyTorch is super bloated. They kind of golf their code a little bit much for no reason. I don't know why they do that, but it's overall, it's a very cool project, and we definitely need more stuff like that. Like, I also have a crazy focus on keeping stuff simple and concise in PufferLib, but we do not golf anything. Line count is only a proxy for simplicity. If you want to actually enforce simplicity, there's not like a thing you can measure, but it's just don't be stupid, right? Okay, so this got unpacked completely wrong somehow. Oh, I wonder if it's the types. Hang on. Yeah, I wonder if this is the types. I thought I checked it though. Let's brick width and brick height. These are both ints, right? Continuous. Oh, these are floats. Wait, why are these defined as floats? Yeah, none of these things are... The paddle width and height are floats. The ball width and height are ints. Rows, calls. Yeah, the only thing here is that's a float is the the paddle width and the paddle height. Yeah, that's weird. Alright, let's see what this thing does. I remember reading somewhere Carpath used CUDA instead of Tiny Grad because he got turned off at all the code golfing. LM.C. Well, C is also just chill. I had to write a very small amount of CUDA recently, and that was also chill. Like, if you know C, you know CUDA. At least enough CUDA to do useful stuff. It's literally just C that runs on the GPU. You can paste your C in and then it'll run. Okay, so there we go. Now this thing actually renders. Struggling to get above 80% goal reaching. Can you take a look at the latest run? Yes, I can. Let me at least cue this so that this runs while I look at it. All right, Spencer. When do we get to make the map like Neon Night City? Is this not the 80%? I see 50. Take a ton of steps to get to Rome. Haven't swept? Well, there's your first problem. Is this current? Yeah, these are current defaults, which are usually pretty good. You do have to sweep them, though. So it's worth doing that. Have you watched the model at all? Have you, like, loaded up the model and watched what it does? Possible screw-ups, right, are, like, sweeps, masking. Masking could screw stuff up, right? And, because, like, the cars can die or whatever. And, like, sweeps, um, masking, or if you load up the policy and it's obviously doing something weird, like maybe obs are wrong. Why does it go up here? Collision rate goes... Well, score keeps going up, so maybe that's fine. I'll look at your losses real quick, but I didn't see anything. Yeah, nothing obviously broken, Spencer. I'd just suggest load up the policy, make sure there's not something insane with the obs, and then run a sweep. And you probably want to log... You probably want to log the percentage of agents that are, like, currently alive or whatever. You want to know how many agents are being masked out, right? That's probably a good idea. PyX is extension. PyX is Python. That's the Python file format. Huh. Okay, now we have score 0. Was it 0 the whole time? Hang on. Yeah, this is flat at 0. That's weird because I thought this at least renders it correctly now, right? The score is going negative. What is this? Okay, this is not supposed to play this quickly either. So this got broken somehow. The existing model still runs, though. Set target FPS 60. That's weird. Oh, frame skip is set to 4? Why is that? There we go. You notice it's not getting any points. It looks like the score is just calced wrong. Yeah. Brick calls. Oh, that's interesting. Is the max score 896? So has it just been this way? I thought it was 860. Maybe this has been a bug for a while. But is it this way on the website? How dumb are we? No, see, this works. It's on the website here working. $15, $16. How many points is it supposed to be for each brick? That's weird. Seven minus 3 times over n brick columns. Okay, let's just put the breakpoint here. Does this not get called? Okay, this should actually get called. Yeah. So interesting that it's this. I guess, is this one frame skip? That's really weird. Oh, because it's not this end, it's one of the other ones. That's fine. EX 93. Are there 93 bricks? Brick. Rows. Well, they're not 18 columns, right? That's not a thing. How many columns are it supposed to be? And how did this get messed up? Alright, let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Maybe there are 18 columns. Okay, so if there are 18 columns, how is this formula suddenly wrong? Like, why was this... Maybe this was just broken before. Because we have all our runs topping out at, like, 864 or whatever instead of 896. You would think that that would break more stuff, though. And that we would notice that earlier. Okay, 114477 is what you should get. So this gain points is a float. This seems completely screwed up though. Is this what we had in the original? Or did this somehow get screwed up? Okay, well this file is very different. 7 minus, so this was the same, except that this was not cast. So this would give you an int. So this is screwed up. When did this float cast get added? See, this got added relative. Did Bet just do this? Damn it, it was you, Bet. Why the fuck did he do this? Is it train now? little bit to run harder. Can we get link from this Strava? I think I'd have to go sync it. Stop replying while you're running. If you can reply while you're running, you're not running hard enough. You know? Alright, so this is still not scoring. It looks like it's just, yeah, it's like the second row is required or whatever. You have to hit the second row or the third row. Let me see what this thing was originally. See, the original formula doesn't look great to me either. He'd be running. I may like go sync this Strava data. Yeah, I'm gonna run harder. I went reasonably hard this morning. There. So these things also shouldn't have changed. But this looks like it's still screwed up. So this would give you 7 or 4. This should give you 7 or 4 or 1. So maybe now we can actually debug this thing. Oh yeah, I also wanted to go run the neural MMO thing now that it downloaded. I mean, I'm pretty darn confident that that's not going to be the problem. Just the seeding. It's way more likely something like this. So this is 2. Gained points. Negative 0.5. Oh, it's supposed to be over 2, not 2.f, right? Did he do that as well? Yep, he did. Yes, he did. Gotcha, bet. I don't even know why he did that. Two, three, four. Okay, so now can we train a model? Let's see. That actually trains. We'll see if it does it as well. Why is 864 the max score? Solid. So now that works. And with max score. .864 is max. Is that not the max score of Atari is 864, right? I think it is. Good. See if it still trains. And we will go from here. And then we'll go double check neural MMO because it's quite possible I screwed up the D-type there. And we'll have to get some sort of check so that that doesn't happen. The heck is this? Optimizer, folks. Alright, well this is trained still, right? Still just the same. So we can commit this now. Okay, so now for neural MMO. So width and height are ints. Layers, enemies, resources, weapons, gems, all ints. So tiers is an int. Levels. Teleportitis is a float. So why these notifications keep going off constantly? Isn't there a streamer mode thing for this that should stop this from spamming the hell out of me? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so teleportitis is float. Respawn ticks, item respawn ticks. Window. And then reward, where's the reward? Yeah, all these are floats. So, I mean, this string looks correct to me initially. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the 10th one should be the float. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that is correct. That is correct. And then 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, these are all correct. So that is surprisingly not the issue. Maybe it is actually the seeding. Maybe it is actually the seeding. That'd be really weird, though. I mean, the only thing I can think of is, like, technically, it was probably just instantiating the same map. I guess. Is there any other weird stuff that could mess it up. And you didn't pass players, enemies, or rewards, right? Which is int float. Players, enemies, rewards. But then in init, you actually now allocate this, right? And then rewards is now correct. This shouldn't mess up observations that this is a char star, because it takes the type. Spawn ticks. Both Pong and Breakout now work perfectly as soon as I corrected the bindings. Neural MMO has a very large gap. The only thing I can think about is that rand function, though. Could I have screwed anything else up in the process here? I mean, like, I wouldn't think so. I mean, but you get that thing consistent depending on... It's not even like I over-optimized to a fixed seed. It uses the time as the seed. Right? So I can't have broken that. I mean, I guess I can just go through the neural MMO commit or whatever. It's weird because it's not even like I broke the environment. It's just, it's different now, and that's weird. Let me actually queue a job on seed just in case, because I don't want to waste a ton of time if it does actually end up being like something stupid like the seeding change. We also have, right over there, I've got a 5090 machine to unbox later today. I'll probably do that on stream. We'll do some perf tests with it. Well, this is sketchy, right? Oh, but this is, yeah, this is not in a thing that we're bothered about. Okay, and then we have, where's the one that we care about? Neural MMO should be here somewhere. There it is. So there's our binding. Okay, so this works. Is there anything weird here? You could try logging episode length here. This doesn't look crazy far off, right? It starts to get higher quite quickly, though. Yeah, that's very different. It would have to be some variable in the environment itself getting messed up, you would think. Here, we'll at least we'll do the run properly. All right. Oh, and this will actually be good because this will have the original reward scale. So we'll see if it's somehow the reward scale messing things up. Yeah. Cool. That'll run. That should be back soon. We got breakout working though. I don't want to like mess with neural MMO because if this works, then I'll be wasting my time. So I think I go do some stuff on meta for a bit, and then we come back to this once we have some experiment data. Let me go get the run command for that. Oh, it's actually just on the repo. Hang on. What is this file? Okay, this is a quick fix. Yeah, this should be, as soon as this thing does something, it's a quick fix. Wanby init is freaking stuck. I don't know why that is. We'll just run it this way. Policy URI. It needs actually to have some experiments, I think. So maybe it's this. Maybe you need to pass the checkpoints directly. That looks better. Error locating. This has got to just be setup stuff, right? We should actually be able to get comparable results in the puffer repo to this now that I'm thinking about it. That'd be nice. What the hell's wrong with this stupid thing? No module named Metagrid. What? Oh. Um. Wait. Fork merge RL PufferLib backend. The hell? Why is that in there? Hey, welcome. And Captain at the same time. More refactoring? No, so the refactor stuff, we have Breakout and Pong now working. Neural MMO did something weird, so I have a follow-up experiment running in the background. I'm doing some quick fixes for meta right now, and then probably we're gonna come back to either Neural MMO or I might just unpack this new box on stream because I've got the first 5090 machine in. Got the box sitting right there, so we might do the perf benchmarks for that. It'd be fun. And we'll see how fast that can go. I have to turn the AC up even more in my room because it's going here for now. $15.90. Yeah, we're hoping that we get a good speed bump. We'll see. How much faster is the new bindings? It's like the same. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell for those. It's like a tiny bit slower for Pong. It's like 10% faster for Neural MMO. Um, like it fundamentally, this thing adds no overhead, and like whatever overhead Cython adds is not going to be there. So if Cython like generates really well optimized code, it should be about the same speed. And if it doesn't generate really well optimized code, then well, there'll be a speed improvement. It is very nice though. You will see. GDB works through Python now. What happened to this thing? Why don't I have this? Why is this not clone? What is this? Predict. Okay. Oh, because it doesn't pass. Yeah, it doesn't pass state. You don't have a trainer here, right? No, you don't have a trainer. Oh, actually, I can just do... Hang on. State. Yeah, you don't have to do any of that because I can just do this. The of state is none. Yeah, this is a PufferLib.namespace. That should fix the, was it the logits? And then this thing has to be the same, right? And I guess that worked because it wasn't loading any opponents. Policy state. Well, that didn't freaking work. What the hell? Was this not the same thing? Oh, wait. Hmm? Ah, logic's value. My bad. Then state gets modified in place. Well, it's not immediately crashing. It says 60 seconds, so we'll see if it returns in a minute. Anything else I think is going to go wrong here? Doesn't look like it. God damn it. What is this? Hey, Bet. How's it going? This is me just fixing up some stuff on meta. Different environment. I got Breakout. So Breakout works. Clean curves. That's committed and, like, all pushed. The reason it took me so long to figure out that the float, like, that the score is what has changed is, like, I don't normally that's not something that you would touch. Like, why did you just start casting stuff randomly? Well, it's not like a category of error I expect, right? Because, like, why would you randomly add a cast? Like, you know how int division works, right? Yeah. But, like, regardless, like, why would you... Yeah, but it was intentional int division, right? No reason skill issue? Fair enough. I guess you were trying to fix stuff, but, like, yeah, okay. Well, it works now. Whatever. Neural MMO did something really weird. So I thought I broke Neural MMO, and I kinda did. But, it does this now. So it does nothing for 6 billion steps, and then it does this. So we'll see how this works. It surely wasn't the int division. No, what was wrong was the fact that we were intentionally doing integer division before, and then you added cast to floats, which is going to change the outcome of that operation. Int division is going to round down. So when you changed it all to float, you removed all the rounding from it, and it was calculating points completely wrong. Which is why I'm just like, I don't know why you would randomly add, like, I don't know why you would randomly add, like, cast to stuff, though. Setting up dev. Yeah, okay. Eval.evaluate. Oh, this is a different puffer, right? This is a different puffer. What? This is just like Aaron's puffer branch or whatever. I just had a different local install, no big deal. What's next, Bet? Are you gonna be porting more? Are you gonna do like Enduro and stuff? If not, I will slowly work on porting all the M's, but you know, you do kind of need a train curve before and after. I'll do all of them. All right, all the puffer M's. You might have a bit of trouble. I probably should do MOBA because we do the logging a bit weird in that one. Um, but yeah, you're free to port them. Just if there's weird logging, don't make a mess of the logging in the process. It's also not all final, right? Like we might still come up with improvements to this stuff, but it'd be mostly the same. The goal is to finish this and then probably unpack the box and then hopefully still have time to like think a bit about what we can improve with the logging and the binding string shenanigans and all the other error prone bullshit. I'm tired today. I need to get more sleep. Here. I don't think I can pull this up on my desktop, but we'll show you this stupid graph from today. Does that show? Ah, it doesn't show a phone. Oh. There you go. I suggest that for you. That's 4 blocks of intervals. It's 4 blocks of 4 minutes fast with a minute and a half of rest between. Cool, this actually runs now. Perfect. Now we do play. Oh yeah, it's a hard workout. If I'm feeling good, it's close to 7-minute pace. If not, it's like 8 for the faster sections. It was like 6:30 or whatever pace, 6:15, 6:30 pace before I got sick, but we'll get that back. How the hell's this thing broken? Util config. Where? Up play. So this is actually none. Big.eval.env. I'm just gonna guess on this. Internal Triton. Dude, you should just be able to disable the compilation. Is this on your personal box or what? You could PR them the like a non-compile mode or whatever, but you could also like there's some line where they're just compiling it, but you can probably just comment. It is kind of stupid though. Probably works. Is it worth using Muon? Well, it's been awesome for everything we've been doing. Set soda by a mile on a lot of stuff. I mean, the thing is, you don't necessarily have to fix it now, right? I'll get to it. You can use Atom for now. You're not really like doing soda benchmark stuff right now, right? we go. Okay, that's done. That wasn't terrible. That wasn't terrible. Oh, that's funny. So this now actually does track. This tracks way better with the originals. Right? And at most, like, the logging frequency is a little different, maybe. But yeah, this perfectly tracks. Cool. And this should perfectly track the, yeah, this one. So, was it the seeding? Wait. Oh, because I do have the... Yeah, it must have been the seeding. That's weird. So I guess we'll see ultimately how this one does. It's probably better the way I have it here. But this is like, why does it take so long to learn anything? Hi, I wrote an env in TorchRL for a project. Can you look at it and give me a suggestion? Sure. In TorchRL. They have their own env stuff? Or is it just bound to TorchRL? If you link it, I'll take a look. How is TorchRL doing? We're less than 1,000 stars off over the RL library with meta backing. That's not bad. Is Vincent still doing this? I thought he got pulled for TensorDict. But it looks like he's still doing a few things. Oh, CI. Okay. Fix wheels. So I think he's mostly doing TensorDict stuff. Where's StarGraph? Oh, still linear. People are still using it. If we're calling breakout good, shouldn't we remove sci breakout? We're gonna remove Python files after we actually like are happy with all the perf tests and stuff. So for now in dev, we're leaving Python stuff alone so that I can continue to run some perf tests. Because like the env binding stuff may still change, and I want to make sure that I don't lose perf with anything I might decide to change. Okay, so this is good. I mean, we have this now. It's weird, this shape doesn't make any sense to me here. This shape doesn't make sense to me. That's okay for now. It's not that it doesn't immediately train, it's that it doesn't train for 6 billion steps. It's billion with a B. It's a lot of steps. And then it looks like it gets soda. No. The only difference is the seeding between these two runs. The only difference is seeding. I think in the originals, so it uses the time as the seed. But because it initializes so fast and the time is in seconds, it probably just initializes the same map 4 times in a row. Whereas here, now it's probably initializing unique maps. But it shouldn't take it 6 billion steps to get any reward either way. That's weird. That's okay, though. It'll still give us a soda model. Hopefully. Yeah, we'll deal with that. I'm still waiting for the environment link. Unless it's in the Puffer Discord. You might have to post it in the Puffer Discord if YouTube's eating your links. If I don't see it here, then I'm not seeing it. Use a restroom real quick, and then we'll look at that end if that end is posted, and if not, we'll unbox the 5090 and see if we can set that up real quick. Be right back. Alright. No env link, it seems. YouTube sucks. Is that you on a different account with the link? There we go. I was just about to go open this box. Alright, Polytime Oracle. 200 some odd line env. What is this going to be? Oh, jeez. So when you said your torch RLM, you weren't kidding. It's literally like all torch operations. trying to learn a polynomial time algorithm through RL. Yeah, and that's a cool thing to try to do. Hard thing to try to do. For context, have you seen the way that we write our m's? I have a problem where I run batch m's, many of them halt, but I still have to continue for the ones that have not halted. Usually you would reset the ones that have halted. You put tick in frame step loop. Yeah, we were double counting bet. The episode length was messed up. We were double counting. Well, this looks like you had absolutely no fun. Jeez. Have you seen the way that we write our m's in PufferLib, right? Like, that's the question. Have you seen the way that we write our m's? Nope? Okay. So, which of the following sounds easier? Like here, look, which of the following sounds easier to you? Doing this, where you have to write every single thing that happens in your environment as an array operation. So this isn't Python, right? This looks like Python, but this is not Python. This is domain-specific array language. Or being able to write arbitrary like loops and conditionals with no need to vectorize anything and having it still be fast. Which of those two sounds easier? What we do with our m's, all these m's, let's open up code for like snake or something. Second one, right? Now there's a catch, but it's not as much of a catch as you would think. All right? This is snake. It's in C. Oh, C is very scary. Not really. All this logging is going away in the next update, so you can ignore that. So really this is like less than 300 lines of code. And if you actually look at the logic, this is how you compute the observations. You just loop over the state and put the observations there. Add and delete snakes. You just write the logic out. Loops and conditionals, right? Swans to loops and conditionals, loops and conditionals, loops and conditionals. Literally just very simple code, but it's not slow because it's not Python. Like these M's run up to tens of millions of steps per second. You're showing a 3x nested loop, which one? That's because the array is two-dimensional, and then it's one per snake. Would this still run at 1 mil steps per second on a 32-thread CPU? No, this particular one would run at about 10 million steps per second on one thread on that CPU. Pretty much the only place where you're going to get into trouble, right, is if your environment itself requires like high fidelity physics or something. And then, yeah, you kind of want to implement it on the GPU, but doing it in like Torch or JAX is still not the answer. Then you have to go to like, you go to PhysX, or you go to like, you start writing your own CUDA or something. Because it's still easier than writing a bunch of array operations and easier to make faster. And then, if you're writing CUDA, you're basically writing this exact same type of code, but now you're writing it on the GPU. And if you're like concerned about complexity, right? So here, it's way easier to write more complex M's in Puffer than it is in JAX. Or Torch RL, same thing. Torch. This is Neural MMO. Right? Big map. Freaking dynamic economy. You can buy and sell stuff. All sorts of complexity that would be really hard to express as array operations. This thing runs 1.5 million agent steps per second on a single CPU core. It's very fast. So this is why it's like annoying to me when people get like sucked into the JAX and like the Torch M ecosystem. It's just such a pain in the ass way to write code. Like, look, you had absolutely no fun doing this. I can see just looking at the logic, right? You had absolutely no fun. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the code ended up being shorter in C than it is right here because of all these crazy array operations. At least if you count characters, not lines, with how long these are. So my suggestion would be if you're wanting to do a bunch of M stuff and you're wanting to do a bunch of RL stuff, like at least give it a try the way we build our M's, because it can be a lot easier than it is now. It can be so much easier. So rewrite it as a puffer M. Hey, if he wants to, right? If he wants to try it out, like I think it's a worthwhile exercise if you're coming from like trying to write array op M's, just rewriting one of your M's in C and just seeing that it's actually not that painful, right? It's actually quite easy. Because I know for me it would be way harder to write this. It would be so much harder for me to write this than to write the same code in C. Especially with our new tools now where we can like debug through Python and all that. Okay, PR incoming. Awesome. Oh, also you get to render. You get to make rendering with Puffer as well. Like it's really easy to add cool graphics because we just bind Raylib. Right? So this is Raylib. This is the whole client for Snake. This is all the code that we have for rendering the Snake environment. Isn't that cool? And this will run on the web too, so you can just upload your demos to the web. You can compile the C to WebAssembly. I say give it a try. You might be pleasantly surprised. Plus, like, low-level dev is fun. Low-level dev is fun. At least here, I wrote Python for 10 years during my undergrad and my PhD, mainly because I had a just horrendous professor for my systems courses, and it really like put me off of the whole thing. But it's honestly super fun and super easy, and you can just make everything really high performance with zero dependencies and zero headaches. It's like so nice. It's like going from all those the way that modern software is written back to just simple C. It's such a breath of fresh air. Just all the stupid problems go away. Everything is fast by default. Code is simple. It's great. And then there are only a few small tricks you need to know, right? Like compile with fsanitize when you're debugging so that you don't actually ever have to debug a seg fault. Run GDB so that you get a breakpoint whenever the thing is going to try to seg fault, right? Stuff like that. But now for the next segment. This one is chunky. Right here we got the new desktop. Let me see if I can move this. All right. Ah, just cut my foot open on it. Nah, we're good. See if I can open it with this. You're looking stronger than me. I'm not lifting much these days, honestly. I'm mainly just putting the weight back on. Oh, this is cool looking. Let's see if I have this right side up or not. Hang on, let me move the camera a little bit. There we go. I'm trying to think if I want to flip this upside down. I think what I want to do is flip this box upside down and then take the cardboard off the top. Hey Joseph, I have a quick question about how to make my env episodic and reset instead of going on forever. Is calling my reset function in my C step based on a certain condition okay to do? Or is the better way? That's absolutely okay to do. There's like a very minor debate going on as to like whether, the vecm should reset it or not. But yeah, you can call you call reset yourself, but then you set terminal equals 1. You have to do both of those. Yep, exactly. That's how we do it in Puffer at the moment. We might come up with something better in the future, but the thing is that otherwise, you end up with problems as to like, do you call reset in a loop in Python or do it in C? Whatever. Okay. Let me flip this over. This is a chonky, like, this thing is heavy. This is way heavier than the other desktops. Comes with a giant pack of cable. And we've got it upside down, I think. This is just loose in here. What is that? Unpacking the new 5090 machine. I don't know what this is. Okay. This has to get flipped. And I just have to figure out how to get this out. Wait. I'm gonna be. It's gonna be my personal puffer box on. You will get access to one when we order more of them. How much do you deadlift? 2 puffer boxes. I had my best pull was 410 for 2 with straps. But that was before pneumonia kicked my ass. So now I like if I trained for like just even a few weeks, I'd be back to maybe a 350. But I haven't been training heavy lately. I'm really just trying to get my body weight back to 190. So I'm doing like, bunch of bench, bunch of squats, sets of 12. This thing looks awesome, I'm not gonna lie. I'll let me get the. I gotta get the packing material out of it and then I'll show it. Honestly, this case is even cooler than the typical glass ones. But I do need to go get a screwdriver. Be right back. Okay. Let me move over a little bit. Maybe let me get this chair out of the way. Actually, that'll be more fun. All right. I'm gonna go GPU broke. Well, Puffer is attempting to fix that, in RL at least. You know, we do give contributors access to boxes. This is box number 10. This is the first 5090 box I've gotten, though. I see. So I didn't actually need to take all these screws out. These were for front and back panel. But this just comes off. It's like a mesh pane. It's not glass. It's kind of cool. Probably want to keep the wherever you have this not super dusty. It's pretty cool. Holy. Look at that cooler. Wait, what the heck? What is this? So I don't know if you can see it, but that's like a double wide cooler. Your box arrived. Main viewer says my box has entered production. Yeah, it took a while. I mean, I ordered this pretty much right when they came out, before they were even listed on the website. I'm pretty sure. These are nice cases as well. I actually like the mesh on it. I thought it was like going to be like a weird mesh material, but it's just a metal mesh. Okay, well, let's I guess we screw it back together and we plug it in and we see what this thing does. It should already have Ubuntu on it. Hang on, is this supposed to be there? No, this looks like peel away. So the panels come with some plastic that you remove. Now, let me see how to do this. Oh. Okay, and now the back panel. Nothing special with this. Solid. I will say that this case is actually really well put together. A lot of the other desktop cases, like the panels are a pain to get to line up correctly. This one just lines up perfectly very easily. Screws are a little tight. Yeah. Okay, there's one thumb screw that needs a screwdriver. Okay. So, oh yeah, let me show the front of this as well, because this case is really cool. It's got like this wood front to it. With like 3 gigantic fans on this. Yeah, they're like giant fans, 3 giant fans doing airflow for this. This is really well put together. I like this. I still don't know what this piece is for. Oh. I kind of have to flip it upside down to do that, though. I don't even know if it does anything. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave the stream open on that monitor. I'm going to try to see if I can get this thing set up here. and then we'll get some experiments running on it, assuming the setup doesn't suck. You see where I can put this? Cable. Let me see how I can get the monitor cable. That's going to be annoying. Should I have plugged it in on the other side? I probably should have plugged this in on the other side, huh? Yeah, let me go move it. Well, I guess I can at least turn it on once over here. I'm pretty excited about this thing. All right. Cool. Yeah, it doesn't light up with all the colors of the rainbow because it's a serious machine. For serious people. Very quiet. It's actually really quiet on startup. All right. I'm gonna go plug it in over there so I can swap the monitor over. I'm gonna move the chair back, and then we are going to do a quick little bit of setup. Pretty much should just have to like pull the puffer repo, and we should be able to get experiments on it. See where the monitor cable is. Uh-oh. Well, we'll see what that does to the stream. Um, I just need the keyboard and mouse. All right. So, I now have my monitor all screwed up. Shoot, and I disconnected the keyboard. Let me just do one thing with this so I can actually see the screen. Dust catcher. All right. Let me go to this. Okay, we'll leave this for now. And then I gotta plug that machine in and I can set it up. I might be out of outlets. This just goes to monitor probably. Should be able to move this one without breaking everything. Oh, that's just a chair. We're good. Okay. Screen should come on. All I gotta do is get this thing. I broke the chat. I'll get the chat back after I set it up. But ugh. All I gotta do here is I gotta install Tailscale and whatever else. It's probably just Tailscale in our Docker container. Let me see if I can at least pull up the stream on my phone. So I can see the YouTube chat at least. That's all I've got up now. It shouldn't take too long. The longest thing will be downloading the Docker container. I have 24.04 on this box. And oh, I'm stupid. I don't have it plugged into Ethernet. Hang on. Yeah, I gotta get another cable, don't I? That's annoying. And I'm pretty sure that, yeah, I just gotta go get another Ethernet cable. I'll be back. I found the long Ethernet cable. Post new box. I bet. Captain FT. What? Ethernet much? Cable unplugged. God damn it. Still no? The hell? Well, that's a pain in the ass. Let me think if I got any other Ethernet ports. Yeah, I don't have any other Ethernet ports. Fuck. I'm trying to think what I would do. So I think I might have to, well, no, I can't even, like, end the stream or whatever, because I'm going to need both ports working. I mean, I could technically go hook this thing up in the puffer cluster, I guess. I got spare space over there. If I take this to the garage, it's like 100 some odd degrees outside. Do not want to carry the box outside in that. Like, in like 200% humidity or whatever. I'm trying to think if it's more likely that it's going to be the cable that's bad or the port. I could technically go get the switch. Let me go get a switch. I do have a spare switch. Let me go get the switch. It's hot out there. It is so hot out there. Unfortunately, I think I'm still short one Ethernet cable. Yeah, because they didn't give me one. Okay. I thought this thing has a Wi-Fi card. No? Let me reboot this first. Make sure that it's not literally just some weird reboot bug. Because it is plugged into Ethernet. Alright, well, unfortunately, I think I'm just going to have to end the stream and go set this thing up because I only got one available Ethernet port and I don't have another cable that I need for the switch. So I think I'm just going to end stream for now and then I'll like go set this thing up and then I'll report back in. And then, yeah, I'll probably grab some food as well and I'll just be back, after I have this all working and we'll go from there. So thanks, folks. And yeah, I will be back in a bit. Start PufferLib on GitHub to support. I'll be back once I have all this stuff working. And I can't even click the end stream button, but I need that Ethernet cable. Whoa.